hope you're all okay. Welcome to the second of our toilet roll crafts. I'm guessing we still have quite a few knocking around, so I thought we'd make something with them today. I've been reading lots of books about enchanted lands and mystical places, so I thought we could make something quite exciting and magical. And how about we make one of these? A dragon marionette. Now, a marionette is a type of puppet with string and a stick at the top so you can make it move and fly through the sky. So this dragon has got wings, he's breathing out fire. I can't decide if he's a nasty one or a nice one, but you can make whatever type of one you like, and I'm going to show you how. So all we need are the following: 2 toilet rolls, obviously. We need some nice jazzy paper to cover them with. This is some paper that the toilet rolls actually came covered in anyway, which is quite nice because it's sort of dragony, maybe a bit scaly. So I thought I'd use that. We need some tissue paper for the fire. We need some string to hold it up on our stick. I've got a pipe cleaner for legs. I've got some plain card for making the wings out of. I've got some beads for maybe the feet. And also other bits like a pair of scissors, pencil, a ruler, and some colouring pens for any additional details you want to do. Now, firstly, we need to cover our toilet rolls. If you don't have any jazzy paper that you want to use, you can't find any anywhere, then you can always paint these. They're quite nice painted, or you can cover them in plain white paper and then paint that. That might be quite a good way of doing it too. So first off, I need to measure how much paper I'm going to use. Now I want to try and avoid these bits with the writing on and the picture on. So I'm going to go down the middle here. And with my pencil, I'm just going to do a little mark on each side where the toilet roll ends, like that. So that's the width of paper that we need. And then I'm just going to, with my ruler, draw a straight line all the way up to the top of the paper. You might need some help from a big caterpillar for this and for some of the other parts of this craft. It's quite a complicated craft, so maybe you and your big caterpillar can do this together. Maybe you could make 2 and have 1 each, and you can make up a little story about what happens to these dragons. That would be fun. So now I'm just going to cut along the lines I've made with my big scissors. Remember, always be sensible with scissors. There we go, to one side. Don't need that bit at the moment. And here is the other side. There we go. I'll leave that to one side for the next one. And then once we've cut that out, we're going to stick it onto our toilet roll and roll it up and then cut off the edge so it's all covered. Just like that. Oh, I've forgotten my Pritt stick. What a wally. I'm going to get that now and I'll show you how we stick it on. So I'm going to put some glue onto the paper, one end, like that. Then I'm going to pop the toilet roll on top. Make sure it's on the lines. I'm just going to stick that bit down there. I'm going to roll along and stick and go. Stick and go. Like that. And again, if you don't have paper to cover this in, you can paint it as well. That's quite fun to do. There we go, that's all the way round. Just overlap a little bit. That'll be on the bottom, so you won't see that. And you might find that your toilet roll doesn't always, it's not always straight. They don't seem to cut them very straight, so you might have a bit of a gap. That's not a problem because we can always colour it in or stick some more paper over the top. So I'm going to cut that off there, make sure it's all covered. There we go. Stick that down. And then any bits you have overlapping, just give them a little trim. Little trim with some scissors. To cut off the excess. My hands are a bit shaky today, so it's taking a bit more concentration. There we go. Just fold over any bits that you can't trim off. And then we have one covered loo roll. Now we need to do the same with the other one. And then one of them will be our body. One of them will be our head. I can see it coming together nicely. So there we have our 2 covered toilet rolls. And now we need to decide which one's going to be the head and which one's going to be the body. I'm going to choose this one for the head. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to make sure that the join of the paper is on the bottom of the head. Now, all dragons have eyes. I think they do anyway. So we're going to draw some eyes on there. So with your pencil, we're going to draw some eyes. I'll just draw one here for now. Like that. The eye, if you can see that. And I'm going to make this one definitely a happy, friendly dragon. So I'm just going to do one big smile for a mouth. Like that. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Like this. It's good having this paper that's got a nice pattern on it because you can match up each part on the pattern so it looks symmetrical if you want to. You don't have to. And then my smiley face is going to go about here, like that. And then with my colouring pens, I will go over them so it stands out. Because if you make a mistake with pencil, you can easily rub it out, but not with a pen. So there's his face. Let me draw that on. I think he's going to have blue eyes. Wibbly wobbly blue eyes with my shaky hands today. And nice red lips. Red lips. One. 2. In fact, I might make this a girl one. So I might put some extra long eyelashes on there in some dark blue. Yes, why not? Dark blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyelashes. 1, 2, 3, 5. Ta-da! There is the face of my girly dragon. Now, dragons, even if they are friendly, I think still breathe out fire. Maybe when they get a bit cross. We all get a bit cross sometimes, don't we? So I've got some yellow tissue paper and some red tissue paper. If you don't have any tissue paper at home, then you could just use normal paper and colour it in to look fire colours. Red, orange, yellow, all those sorts of colours. And to make the fire, I'm just going to cut strips of it as long or as little as you like. Longer is always better because you can always trim them like that. And then when I've cut them all, I will stick them into the bottom part of the face. So it looks like she's breathing fire. Here we go. So there we have our head with the fire coming out. Lovely jubbly. That's all we need to do for the head right now. So we're going to go on to the body. Leave that there. So here's your body. And again, we want the join of the paper to be on the bottom so we don't see that. And now we need to make some wings. So for that, we're going to use this card and we're going to draw the shape of our wings onto the card. Now, in order to stick it onto the loo roll, the body, we need to make a hole in the toilet roll and push the card inside. So we want to make sure that we have a bit of gap for that to happen on the card. So, for example, you have to decide on your dragon wing shape. This one has sort of feathery type wings, I'd say, with the shape. I'm going to make this one, I think, more roundy. So we're going to have a straight bit. That's about 7 centimeters, and it's going to be just like a semicircle, like that. But like I say, we need a bit extra to stick into the loo roll. So I'm going to draw a little bit extra on the end, maybe 1 centimetre, and the same with the bottom bit, like that. So that will be the wing. So we cut around this shape, and this bit will be stuck into the side of the loo roll, like that. So I'm going to cut this one out, and then I'm going to draw around it like a template, like Karen mentioned in one of her previous videos, and cut that one out too. So then we've got 2 wings that are the same shape and the same size. And then we're going to cover it with our paper so it matches. But again, you could paint yours, or you could do with different paper. So it's a funky looking dragon. So once you have your wings cut out, we want to make sure that they are covered with the same paper. So what we need to do now is draw around each of the wings onto our paper again, make another template for each one on our jazzy paper, and then attach them to the body. So we want to make sure that when we cover the wings, it's the right side that we cover. But you could cover both sides and then you're sorted. So that's what I'm going to do now. So here we have 2 covered wings ready to go onto our body. Now this is a really difficult and tricky bit, so definitely get your big caterpillars to help you with this, because what we need to do is, once we've decided where we're going to place them on our body, we need to cut a line, and we're going to need to use quite sharp scissors for this, so definitely get your big caterpillars to help. So the best way to do it on this paper is good, because with the pattern I can use it to find an equal space each side. So I'm going to draw a little line where I want my wings to go. I think I'm going to go about, I'm going to use that side, I think, with my join on the bottom. I'm going to put my wing about there. So luckily this pattern is really easy to use. So that one will go there. So this one is going to follow this line of circles around and go here. So I've drawn a little line, I don't know if you can see that on there, for each side of where the wing's going to go. And I'm going to get my grown-up to cut that for me. Just about the same size, probably best actually to do a little bit bigger. So make sure you can fit it in. Not too big though, otherwise it'll fall out. And you can't have a dragon with no wings, can you? They can't fly. So I'm going to cut them now, and then we'll slide the wings in. Here we have a dragon with wings, or nearly. So that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? I'm very pleased with that. So now we need to put some legs on him, or her. Mine's a her. That's what it'll look like. So this is another tricky bit, so you might need some help, but on the bottom of your body we need to make some little dots with our pencil where we want the legs to go. And our legs are going to be this pipe cleaner, or you can use string, or maybe no legs for your dragon. Maybe he flies with his legs really tucked in, you can't see them. So on your body underneath you need to draw 2 little dots, 2 for the front legs like that. And 2 for the back legs. Like that. I've done them about, I don't know, 2 centimetres from the end of the loo roll. And again, your big caterpillar will need to help with this. With a sharp pencil or a sharp pointy thing, you pierce a hole in each dot so you can push your legs through. Like that. I'll do these 2 as well. Oh, quite hard to do. Be very careful of your fingers, big caterpillars, when you do this. There we are. 4 holes for 4 legs. And we're going to use the pipe cleaners to thread through the holes with our legs. Now, my first dragon has 2 short front legs and 2 long back legs. You can do whatever you like with yours. I might do the same again. So I'm going to keep it long so I can always trim it off. So these are my front legs. So I pushed it through the hole there. Then inside the toilet roll, I'm going to push it out the other hole. Like that. And I'm going to pull it out as long as I need to make the legs that I want. I think that's pretty good there. So that was about 1.5 inches, something like that. And then with my scissors, very carefully, minding my fingers, I'm going to cut to make 2 short little legs. Hooray! 2 legs. And then you do the same for the back legs. So you push it through one hole, and then inside, push it through the other hole. Back out again. If it'll come out, there we go. And then you pull it out as long as you want them to be. So I'm going to have a little bit longer legs at the back. And I'll trim that one to make them the same length. But because you've used the same pipe cleaner, if you cut one really long compared to the other, you just pull it out until they're even. Good tip there. There you go, 4 little legs. And if you want, if you have any beads at home, I've got a few here, you can add them to the bottom. Now, what colour shall I use? I had black ones on my first dragon. This one I'm going to do white ones. These could be like little feet or just decoration. Make them look pretty. There you go, 4 beads for 4 legs. So I'm just going to put one on the end. I'm going to fold the end over a little bit so it doesn't fall off. Mind your fingers on the pipe cleaners, they can be quite sharp. So you might want to ask your big caterpillar to help you with this as well. It's a good joint activity, this one. Just in case you need any more things to do together. There we go. 1 dragon body with wings and with legs. Ta-da! I'm loving it already. I'm going to bend those legs. Now, there we go. Need to attach them both together, don't we? This is another tricky bit, so keep your big caterpillars handy for this bit. We need to make a hole in the bottom to put 1 bit of string which we attach to our stick at the top. Then we need to make another hole at the front of the body to put our string to attach to the head. So we need another hole in the head which we attach like that. And then we need a hole in the top so the string can come through and attach to the stick at the top. And then we need another hole in the nose to attach a bit of string to the top of the stick. And then we will have a rather gorgeous lady dragon or boy dragon, whatever you're making. So let's do that. The best way to do that is like with the legs. You do a little hole with a pencil, make a mark first where you want it, and then pierce it with the pencil. So big caterpillars do that. And then when we put the string through, we thread it through like the pipe cleaners, and we tie a knot on one side so it doesn't come out of the hole. And we do that for each of the holes. Let's do it. So here we have our dragon on our string. How cool is that? So now we just need to attach it to our stick so we can hold it and play with it. Now, if you go out and about and find a stick from outside, that's brilliant. You can use one of those. It's been rather wet these last few days, so I haven't been able to get any sticks outside. So I found this one in the garage, just a garden stick thing. I'm gonna have to cut it so it's a bit shorter. But all we need to do now is tie the strings to the stick, and then we will have finished. Ta-da! So I'll do that and I'll show you the finished dragon. And there we have our dragon. Woohoo! Whooshing through the air, breathing out fire. How cool is she? And maybe we could bring along Mr. Dragon as well. It's difficult with these big things and 2 hands, but there we go. Mr. Dragon and Mrs. Dragon flying through the air. Woohoo! But you don't just have to make dragons. Who's this clip-clopping along? It's a unicorn! Isn't she cute? So you don't just have to make dragons, you can make a magical unicorn with some wool hair, a pipe cleaner horn, some stars, a wool tail and some beady legs. Hope you enjoyed that craft. We'd love to see your creations. Send any pictures to our Facebook page. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.